Africa is in disarray right now. Ramaphosa from South Africa and Kagame from Rwanda are now insulting each other and saying, "Oh, I'll deal with you," which has the appearance of a war. I don't think it'll lead to a war, but meanwhile, there's disarray in the Congo, and that's going to help the forces of the West, also China, to have to come in and settle things and make sure that they get that cobalt and that they get the gold and everything else. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. But
Yeah.
I think ignoring the situation is not going to help. Because during the genocide, I think it was Bill Clinton that was president, who was the
Yeah.
Democrat president. He was a Democrat president, and he was accused of neglecting the crisis. I don't think Trump would do the same thing. He has
Yeah, well, it
identified.
depends. Yeah.
He has.
But
He
here's
has.
the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you
He
go
has
ahead. You go ahead.
identified it. He mentioned it earlier today that it's a very serious problem, and I think he would eventually intervene. He's just pretending to ignore the situation now, because whether they like it or not, they are backing Rwanda.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. What do you think would motivate Trump to try to settle this situation?
I think his hatred for the CIA, perhaps.
Yeah, so here's the problem. And I agree with you. So maybe Trump would want to stabilize the situation, but I don't think he has Congo's best interest at heart. So I think maybe he could stabilize the situation. But after the situation is stabilized, there will still be one fact. Probably the president of Congo is corrupt, and
I
there will
guess
still be
so.
ethnic,
I
and there
guess,
will
and
still be ethnic.
I hear that they have over 100
Come
groups.
closer.
I
Yeah.
hear that they have over 100 militia groups. It's not just the
Yeah. So,
M23.
so the problem is
The
that
guy
after
is
it's
not in charge. The
stabilized,
president is
yeah.
not in charge.
So yeah, so what happens is that no matter what happens, even after it's stable, he's not in charge, and Congo will continue to be unstable because they need it to be unstable because if it ever becomes unified, they'll take control of their mineral
Their
wealth.
resources,
There's a reason why Elon Musk is the richest man in the world is because of Congo resources, which are used for his what do you call it, hybrid
batteries,
cars and
Tesla
batteries.
batteries,
Yeah.
Tesla
So
batteries.
what Trump might want to do is to keep Congo stable so that the rest of the world can benefit off of her minerals, but they have to keep it. If it becomes too stable, then they'll unify. So they have to make sure that there's always
Yeah,
uh, some wars to keep them in control. That's the
I
way I
think
look at it. And
I think he will prevail on Rwanda to stop M23 advancing into Kinshasa
yeah, but
because
Rwanda is funding them. They're funding
yeah, they're
M23.
funding it because if they eventually take over Kinshasa, there's nothing left in Congo Democratic Republic really.
Yeah, but I don't think they can get it. The only way they could get that far is if the U.S. is giving them military because they're 2,000. I think they're 2,000 kilometers from Kinshasa.
But then again, I
So that
heard that the Congolese army is ill-equipped and they're not properly trained. So it
Yeah, but
looks
M
as if
M23 are also rebels, so they're also weak. But the difference is that when you invade another country, if you don't have superior forces, the other side will beat you.
we'll beat you. Yeah. So,
But if they have superior forces, it means it's because Rwanda is helping them. But
so
they don't have air and they don't have tank, so
no,
it means they're going to
they
have to
don't. It's just
they
it's
they
just
have to
foot
they have
soldiers,
to march all the way to Kinshasa.
of
The only
course.
way
It's
that can
foot
happen is if
soldiers.
they have air
They
support,
don't have air
and that means
power.
so. What I think the U.S. and these guys is they're causing all these countries to fight to make it a stalemate so that the country is unstable enough so that foreign companies have to invest and take the money. You get my point. So I don't think Congo is going to be overtaken by M23 because that would be a catastrophe. That would give too much power to Rwanda. And also you can't do it because there's other sectarian groups in Congo which will fight M23. They'll join the government. You get my point? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's close. Okay. Any last thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the DR, Democratic Republic of Congo's mineral reserves is the main attraction. In fact, there's a report by the United Nations that says that M23 generates approximately $800,000 per month. You can imagine from mineral extraction. So it's going to be
You,
difficult to
you mean the
stop that.
M23 are extracting minerals from Congo?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it's going to be difficult to stop them because they are making it, they're making this money for the West.
But what I think is
They're
they
just
won't go to
being used as a
Kinshasa.
proxy.
So maybe would you agree with me that they'll just keep Goma and take some other areas with the mining? But I don't think they need to be so concerned about going all the way to Kinshasa
Of
because they're
course, I
getting
agree
enough
with
from
you.
there.
That would be stupidly ambitious. I think they will just
And if
have
they
this.
do that,
Yeah.
I think China and Russia will enter and will help the government of
Of
Congo.
course, of course, of course. They can they can do no more than just Goma. I think they will just
But to be
hold
honest
on
with
to
you, the world
Goma.
is in trouble right now. The world is in a very bad state right
Yeah.
now. All
It's
right,
just so
Afolabi,
sad. Yeah, it's just so sad because the people of Congo have not really enjoyed what God has provided for them naturally.
yeah. Also, Afolabi, it's just so sad that either Real Madrid or City will be out.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I don't know the way they do this.